Hey guys, it's Carson and welcome to Rewriting Revelations episode 2. If you think I look the same as the first episode, that's because I'm filming them back to back because I had the time to. And I changed the angle a little bit so I could sit down, but now we get this kind of weird lighting from this window over here. Just ignore that. So for Rewriting Revelations episode 2, we are going to talk about how I decided that I need to rewrite my novel. Yep. It needs to be rewritten, which is hard to say because it's a lot of work. Like a lot of work. And I know it's a lot of work and it's a little scary to think about because I don't know that I'm ready to do all of the work that I need to do for rewriting it. But I'm just going to take you through how I made this decision for myself. When I started reading Valor, I knew that there was going to be a chance that I would want to rewrite it because I wrote the beginning of Valor when I was 17 years old, which may not seem like that long ago, but that was almost 5 years ago, which is crazy. You know, I was a senior in high school and I'm a senior in college, and those experiences are completely different. Let me tell you if you haven't been there yet. So I knew that there were things in Valor that weren't going to be what I wanted them to be. And I thought maybe it would be rewriting a couple of scenes or rewriting the beginning, but at this point I think it's going to be probably a pretty serious overhaul of the entire book. With that being said though, Valor is a behemoth of a book. Valor is almost 600 pages and it's not going to be 600 pages if I rewrite it because it really doesn't need to be 600 pages. It will probably end up being around 400 to 450 pages, which I think is a fine length for a historical fiction book. It's almost even short for a historical fiction book. Think about like the Outlander books. Those books are massive. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot shorter, but the reason I came to this conclusion was basically that nothing was getting any better as I kept reading, which is horrible to say, but I have a tendency to overwrite, and I was just overwriting the crap out of this book. I was giving everything away. Nothing was a secret. Nothing was a reveal. And I was even stating things that like were so clunky and didn't need to be stated. Things that I needed to know as the author but did not need to be in the book, let me tell you. And then I have a system of keeping notes for the story based on Susan Dennard's system. If you haven't watched the vlog where I reread the first half of Valor, I will link it down below because that's where I explain sort of what this system is. I was getting to pages where I didn't even know what to write. I was feeling overwhelmed with taking notes because the whole page was a note. Like the whole page needed to be fixed and I didn't know how to write that down in my system. And that's how I knew that those pages where the whole page felt like a note, they weren't gonna stay. They didn't need to stay. I also just noticed that as I was going, my ability to write was way higher than what the book was. My ability to craft stories and craft characters at this point in my life is so much greater than it was 5 years ago that I know I can do those characters justice, but not how they are right now. They need a new story. They just need new pages. They can't be on these old pages anymore. I also saw a lot of developmental issues that were going to take a lot of overhauling, and at that point I would have been rewriting over half the book anyway, so might as well just rewrite it, make it all better. Of course there are going to be things that I will probably end up keeping, certain pieces that I super love, but for the most part the story and the plot need a complete overhaul. The characters I still love, but I need to work on my descriptions of them. But I think the number one thing that made me realize that Valor as a unit, as an entity, was just not gonna cut it the way it was the fact that through my revision process of Valor and reading other people's revision processes, I realized that my scenes are not doing enough. They only have one thing that they're doing, and even at the sentence level, your sentences should be doing more than one thing. They should be building plot and character, or character and suspense, or whatever it is. They need to be working, and my scenes were not working hard enough. They needed to do more, and I didn't know how to do that except to deconstruct it and build something new out of the pieces that were salvageable, which is what I'm gonna end up doing. So you guys will get to see that process as I kind of deconstruct Valor, take the good parts, and add better parts. As I was going through, I was getting really overwhelmed with this, and you'll see in my vlog, if you've watched that or if you want to watch that, I would stop recording, or I would stop talking to you guys because I was just frustrated with the story. And that frustration is something that's really hard to get over, but once I realized that I still love my characters, I still love the plot, and I know that I can make it better, I stopped being so hard on myself. I accepted that it's probably gonna need to be rewritten, and I moved on. So that was my second rereading revelation, and I hope that if you are struggling with an old project, trying to make it work, if some of these resonate with you, maybe I can help you make the decision on whether or not things need to be rewritten. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see and want more writerly content from me, please subscribe down below and make me so super happy. And let me know in the comments if you've ever had to rewrite a story, especially a long story, if you've ever had to overhaul it. And if you did, how did you come to that decision? Because I'm curious how other people figure out what needs to be done to their story. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!